Look, can we talk about something that needs to be done before you get married? If you're already married, hey, deal with it now. But right now, I'm talking to the singles. You need to deal with your childhood trauma before you get married. Your mommy issues, your daddy issues, your rejection issues, your abandonment issues. Please address this stuff before you get married. Because what's happening is, and yeah, I'm not a relationship expert, guru, whatever. At this point, I'm tired of all these disclaimers. I'm gonna just say what I got to say, what the Lord gives me, and if you don't want to listen, don't listen. Okay. We have so many people, broken people, you all, walking around, attaching themselves to other broken people, and then turning around, forming relationships, having sex, having kids, getting married, as if that's going to make them whole. But nobody, I'm not going to say nobody, but just, I don't literally mean nobody. Who's taking the time to actually do the work? A lot of people aren't taking the time to do the individual work so that they can come into a marriage, quote unquote, whole, quote unquote, okay? I don't mean perfect. I'm just saying healed, right? It's just a bunch of broken people putting themselves with other broken people. I was listening to an interview today. Mind you, this has nothing to do with this video that I'm making, but I thought it was a good point. They were like, people always talk about, oh, we need to bring 50-50 to a marriage, 50-50, 50-50, but a 50 is a F. So if you put 150, one F, and another 50, another F together, that doesn't make an A. It's still an F. We need to focus on doing the work on ourselves so that we can go before God and before our spouses without being a dressed up mess. Because that's what we have at the altar nowadays. And this is not anything new. It's been happening. That's why we got this generational trauma. Stuff's just happening from this generation, just passed down. Because people don't want to address it. They just want to stay quiet. And they think, oh, I'm just going to do this to cover it up. Oh, I'm going to get this job and make all of this money to cover it up. Oh, I'm going to go viral on social media just to cover it up. Oh, I'm going to be successful in this area. Oh, I'm going to just get married and have a bunch of kids cover it up. And we miserable. I have told you all time and time and time and time again. Do not base your relationships off of what you're seeing on social media. There are so many people who are married miserable, but on social media it looks good. They make it look good. They're showing you the highlights, okay? Social media is just highlights of what people want you to see. And some, they just display the good. But please, y'all, we got to do the work. Do the work. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect when you get married. That's not what I'm saying. But you should be intentional. Girl, you preaching. You should be intentional. While we focus on getting drunk in love and falling in love, no, I'm not doing that. Because see, love is not enough. I was in love with my ex. We were in love with each other, but we were two broken people when we were together. And if we would have got married then, it would have been a mess. Because we were both broken. We loved each other. I don't think, oh baby, love wasn't the issue at all. But we were broken from things that happened in our childhood that at that time, many, many, many years ago, we had not addressed. We just suppressed it. We have to do better. We have to do better. Y'all know me. Here I go. Find you a therapist. Find you a deliverance minister. Whatever you need to do. But you owe it to yourself and your future spouse to heal. I feel like it's so much I want to say. I probably should have wrote down notes. You owe it to yourself and your future spouse to heal. Don't be so drunk in love. You need to be sober. You have to be intentional. When you get married, it shouldn't be because, oh, well, I just love them. I'm just, no, I made the decision to love you. Yeah. And I went and I thought about all these years. I went 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead, and I can still see you. I can still see myself with you. And I think you would be good for my future, not just my now, not just where I am now. Some of you need to ask yourself, if something happens where we can't smash after we get married, God forbid, not trying to speak anything, but if something happens and we couldn't do that, would we still work? Do I like you? Because a lot of people you love whoever, or you think you do because you, you think you whatever, but you don't like the person. Outside of the bedroom, y'all can't even have a conversation. Man is a grown boy. All these mommy and daddy issues. And then he just turns out to be abusive and child. Women, grown girls, mommy and daddy issues that they want to address. Trauma that you want to address. Then you getting in your marriage and you don't want your husband to touch you because you refuse. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm going here. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but you didn't want to address the trauma. Now you're getting in your marriage. You don't want your husband to touch you because of what you went through as a child that you tried to suppress and, oh, I'm good. And now your husband, this is his body now, not yours, but you don't want him to touch you because of what you went through. But you just wanted the whole glitz and glam. You like the idea of marriage and the look of marriage, but you weren't even ready to take that step. But your mama and your daddy kept asking when you was getting married. And your aunties that ain't never been married kept saying, girl, when you gonna get married and have some kids? So now you're married and you're miserable. But you make it look good for social media. Y'all look happy. But you crying every day. Men of God, y'all we teach the men to just be strong. Be strong. Be strong. Nothing bothers you. You're a man. Just be strong. So now you're trying to be strong, and this woman can't even get her emotional needs met. I ain't mean to say all this, Lord. She can't even get her emotional needs met because you're emotionally unavailable because you were just taught to be strong. So now all of this trauma you went through as a child, you just have it pent up inside you. And you can't even give your wife what she needs, but you want her to smash you all the time whenever you need it. But you can't even sit and have a conversation with me. You have no empathy. Come on, y'all. We got to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. When you don't deal with your childhood and speaking of childhood trauma, do y'all know YouTube flagged my video I did about trauma? See, this is what I'm talking. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Flagged the video. I had to send a message to YouTube so they could go back and review my video. How you gonna? I was talking about childhood trauma and healing. Why are you flagging my video? Talking about it won't be suitable for y'all. Sorry, but we have to do better. I had a dream. Now I've discussed this before. First of all, I've talked about this stuff before, but I had a dream maybe last week or the week before last where the Lord showed me a specific childhood trauma I dealt with. How if I got married, I was going to bring it right into the marriage. I'm talking about I literally saw me. Okay, how do I say this? I saw an example of me, my husband, and my husband in the bed. And guess what was behind my husband on the other side of him? Childhood trauma. Just showed up. Come on, Holy Spirit. Just showed up. Because at first it was me and my husband in the bed together and it was good. And then out of nowhere, the childhood trauma showed up in the bed with us. And I kept saying, what is this? Why is this? Where did this come from? Deal with the mess before you get married, or you're going to bring it into your marriage. You want a prophetic word about marriage? There you go. Have a good night. Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe.